Thanks for staying with us. There's a lot to talk about this week when it comes to the national election. Ron, what do you have to say this week in regards to our presidential candidates?
I think it's a sad connotation of the state of affairs within the country when you have presidential candidates and people lowering themselves to the limits that I've seen over the last week.
Any particular or both?
You can't just say one side, but one side is quite more prevalent than the other. I mean, we determined back some time ago that everything wasn't working in Washington. Mitch McConnell said it. I'll do everything I can to defeat Barack Obama. He said that 8 years ago. And he tried it for all those periods of time, for 8 years.
Well,
and he was outmaneuvered. The big point is he was outmaneuvered and Obama got the best of him. Mm-hmm. Okay? And now we want to blame it on somebody, so we're going to take it out on Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama still and not take into consideration what the Republican Party has done to itself and what it continues. Go ahead.
Well, and you took a lot of the wind out of my sail, actually, with that comment. But, you know, the one part that to me has stuck out in the last week is this attack on the family of the one service member whose family spoke at the Democratic National Convention. Look, as a veteran, anybody who sacrificed their life for this country, I don't care if they're Muslim, I don't care if they're black, white, Hispanic, whatever the case is, to disrespect the family, the parents of somebody, regardless what their political views are, is unacceptable. And I think that's something that people need to stand up to.
Well, I don't disagree with you, but I would also say that I think it was wrong for that father to get up and attack the way he did, because I don't read into Donald Trump's message what he read into it. And I'm not a Donald Trump fan at this point. I wish the man would shut up.
If I may, however, what part of we should not allow Muslims into the country? What part of we need to build a wall on the Mexican border?
We do need to build a wall.
Do we?
Yes, we do.
Now, that's not how you control your borders. You control your borders through actual controls. And the reality is, if there was not a demand for having these people, the illegals, to come here and do jobs, they wouldn't come here and do jobs.
And we need to flush the demand too.
Wait, and let me have another chance. Had we not pushed the Monroe Doctrine to its end goal of having exploited Latin America to the point where we have, had we not destroyed the economies of all these countries playing chess with the Soviet Union, had we not done all these things, there would be nobody streaming across the border. We would have a healthy southern neighbor. We would have a healthy group of countries to our south. This is the end result of our foreign policy over the last 100 years.
So I can't speak to the foreign policy piece of it, and I can't speak to the historical piece of it. But what I can tell you is we've got a huge immigration problem.
Why?
We do.
Why?
Well, because
where are they going? When they come here, where are they going?
We don't know.
Well, yes, you do. They're coming here to get a job.
Well,
Who's hiring them?
Maybe.
Who is hiring them?
Businesses.
Oh, businesses.
And you have to cut that off.
Okay. So we want to start here at the local chamber, going up to the national chamber, and deal with the people hiring them.
We do need to do that.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
So let me ask this.
Why aren't businesses hiring these people?
Because they're cheap.
Oh.
Right.
There's more than that. Because they can't find people locally that are willing to do those jobs for that price.
So how about instead of just, shutting the whole thing down and saying, hey, we're going to stop this work pipeline, why don't we try to revise the work visa program a little bit?
Absolutely.
There you go. Good idea.
And that is a disaster, because I've known plenty of people in the IT field, which just happens to be where I work, that were highly qualified, highly paid, and are sitting in a waiting list for years on end trying to get a work permit when there are 50 different people coming across the border for every day that they're sitting on a waiting list.
Right. Now, immigration is absolutely a problem. But I don't know if the problem is actually that we've got too many people coming across illegally because they've got malicious intentions, or if we've got too many people coming across illegally because the system's broken.
Well,
yes,
there is some portion.
There is
some portion of illegal immigration and illegal immigrants that do come across with bad intentions.
Absolutely.
And those we absolutely
But
need
it
to
is
stop.
a much smaller percentage than we act like. And I think it's unconscionable for us to sit here and act like the vast majority of these people are coming across and are criminals and are here with misintentions.
Can we go back to Jim's comment that he believes we should build a wall?
I believe we should build a wall. I am perfectly good with us building a wall, but at the same time, we need to fix the broken immigration.
The wall will not work until we fix the other problems.
Nothing else has
the
worked.
The Berlin Wall did not work. Seriously, people got across it. A wall will not work.
Wow.
If they can go under the borders now and tunnel under, they're
Yeah.
going to tunnel under a wall.
Well,
And how
may be
well
right.
are the walls on the border of Israel working?
But we can get through locks too, but we all have them on our front doors.
What keeps the honest people out doesn't keep
There
the
you
crook
go.
out.
There you go. And here's the other thing: as unconscionable as it may be to what you said, it's equally unconscionable that these criminals come into our country and we know they're criminals, and then we just release them back into the streets, and we don't send them back, or we don't.
Well, and that's
'em in
entirely
jail.
because our entire criminal justice system is clogged with people who should not be in jail.
We have laws about immigration. We are not following those laws. Period.
And we have laws about a lot of things that we're not following.
And that's dumb too.
Who would you say we are?
The United
Who's
States.
Okay, who?
The federal government.
The courts?
The
That's-
federal government.
The courts?
The courts.
The federal government sets the law. Who carries out the law? Law enforcement and the courts.
Right. But law enforcement doesn't do that in a vacuum. Law enforcement is going to take their cue from those above them.
Well, and I'm going to have to stop you right there, Jim. So if the insinuation is that somehow the current administration is doing something different than the Bush administration did before, different than the Clinton administration
I
did
didn't
before
mention
that,
administration
different than
specific.
the Bush previous administration,
Reagan
or
was gonna
Reagan,
fix this.
who's the one
who left everybody in.
yes, who actually
Right.
legalized everybody,
Right.
then,
We
it's
screwed up then
not-
too.
It is not I think, if we're getting to the point where the system is not standing up, maybe the system itself is broken, like Ken said.
I don't
We
disagree
need
with
to
that at all.
re-examine the entire system. We
So,
can't
so let me
sit here
ask
and
you guys
point
this.
fingers.
Let me ask you guys this real quick because we're running out of time. Do you think that immigration is going to be a key factor in this election?
I think it's going to be a key talking point, but I think once we get through the election, nothing's going to happen like it, just like
I don't
nothing
think
ever
it'll
happens.
be a blip on the radar screen
We
in the
are a
election.
country of immigrants, and we should never forget that.
Yes,
We are.
exactly right.
And
But
we need to control.
A lot of us are legal immigrants.
Yes,
All
I
of
am.
us that are sitting at this table are legal immigrants. However, we should not forget the fact that we are a country of legal immigrants. And yes, you're absolutely right. We should control the way that we allow people in this country, but I think the system is broken.
I'm good with that. All right, so up next, Fast Five. Stay tuned.